Welcome again to the Engineering for the New Reality podcast series. You know, the industrial landscape has changed dramatically over the past decade. We have new machines with integrated controls, embedded devices, sensors, and all of this makes our legacy equipment look antique. Which brings us to the question, is it time for industrial plants to do a complete upgrade of their legacy products? What are the major issues with legacy machines that are hampering productivity and hindering plants from meeting their Industry 4.0 goals? To get some deeper insight into this, I have with me Snehal Ojha, who heads our machinery engineering business at LTTS. Hi Snehal, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you, Akshay. Doing good. How are you?
Great, thank you. So, Snehal, one of the things you've always advocated for is new age HMIs for machinery products, right? Getting rid of those black and white displays and push buttons and replacing them with color displays and easy to use configurable UIs. So, why is this so important for machinery users and how will it impact their productivity and efficiency?
So, Akshay, this is a good question in terms of how the new age HMIs help in terms of productivity. Today, in the manufacturing environment, with the shrinking margin, the productivity of the equipment as well as the operators is very essential. The existing or the old black and white or the push button based HMIs are not really intuitive, nor does it have the intelligence to monitor what the operator is doing. With the new age HMIs, it is possible for the plant supervisors and the production managers to monitor at the operator level what operator is doing. It can create a log of the operator activities, and thereby the productivity and the efficiency of each operator can be tracked. Along with that, based on those data, the production managers can also plan for the training for the operators, both existing as well as the new. And since these HMIs being the color displays and are configurable, it is intuitive in nature, and that also helps the operator training and understanding of the process much faster. The other advantage with these new age HMIs is that it is field configurable. What it means is if I am planning my same production line for different products, say for example, a shampoo filling a line. Now, in the market, you will have different sizes of the shampoo bottles. And when you change the batch from larger bottle to say smaller bottle, you have to make certain changes in the line configuration. And these HMIs can do that. Now, through the configurable HMIs, it is much easier to manage these kind of production planning and changes. Fourth, these new age HMIs also come up with the connectivity options such as Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and it allows the service technicians to remotely service the HMIs. Many HMIs are installed in places where it may not be accessible or requires certain process for the technicians to reach there. In such situations, the Bluetooth connectivity really helps. Further, because these HMIs also have the connectivity through either the Ethernet or the Wi-Fi, it also enables the IIoT and many of the functions at different plant levels or the machine points can be monitored not only from the control room but also from remote should a plant manager require to do that.
So, Snehal, building on the configurable UI that you just spoke about, do you see mobility as a big trend in the machinery segment with remote operations and remote product management kicking in? Are machine operators looking for that added flexibility to access machine data on a mobile phone? What are the various factors to be considered when mobilizing machines?
The mobility on the shop floor is something which is still new and picking up a bit slowly. A recent survey says that only about 30% HMIs and the operators are really mobile enabled. Primary reason why the mobility is not picking up very quickly is because of the security reasons. The second, many manufacturing setups do not have a very elaborate and advanced IT setup. And the third, many plants also have the network related limitations, which prohibits or which inhibits uh, the new age technology such as this to be implemented very seamlessly. But primary concern, of course, is the security.
And how can LTTS help in this space, Neil, in engineering the necessary security and building mobility solutions?
Sure, LTTS has been developing solutions, and in fact, I would say that when it comes to the OT security, we have edge, and we are working with some of the premier institutions who have been doing performing research. One of the IITs in India is spending a lot of research funding specifically on the OT security, and we are working with these institutions and through our CTO organization in terms of creating solutions for the OT security. So we can help the customers with respect to the assessment of the security, what are the different threat vectors, and then bring in the right solution. That is one. The second that we can do is we can enable the customers with the sensorization, connectivity, creating maybe a custom controllers, and also the mobile apps and the IoT platform related deployment to enable them for this mobility purpose. Today, at present, if you really see the landscape, Akshay, most of the mobility related requirements, they come from the requirement of being able to monitor the various situations and the stuff like the alerts, alarms, the production reports from the SCADA systems. These are the kind of things that customers are looking for to be available on the fingertips on their mobile phones.
So, Snail, there's so many machines and shop floors around the world that operate on old PLCs and have various legacy features, right? How is this hampering the Industry 4.0 goals of various manufacturers? And what can LTTS do to give these legacy products a tech refresh?
This is a big bottleneck in terms of the IoT or the Industry 4.0 adoption. Most of the plants, unless they are the greenfield plants that has come up in a very recent time, they have the legacy technologies, be it the old PLCs, be it the old machine IOs, or the other field network elements. Now, with these type of infrastructure in the plant, it is virtually impossible to collect all the different process parameters from a plant. So, depending on the plant, if you have to monitor the various aspects in terms of the efficiency, you may have to monitor the consumption of, say, the air or water, uh, or in terms of the speed of the motors, the pressures, the temperatures, the levels in the tanks, and those kind of things. Now, when we have the legacy systems, they prevent, even if you say install the sensors, unless these bottlenecks are removed, you cannot really get those data for the processing purpose. Hence, it is very important that the tech refresh, as we call it within LTTS, is planned. And we have an elaborate program whereby we work with customer and provide a complete solution right from the assessment to the rollout in terms of the tech refresh of the field equipment. The other thing that we also do is, as a part of the IIoT enablement, is to install the gateways. And one of the major thing which nowadays customers are looking for is the OPC UA connectivity, because generally most of the plants have heterogeneous systems coming from various OEMs. Some systems maybe are maybe from Siemens, some other system may have come from Rockwell, something else may have come from Yokogawa, and they all work and use different proprietary protocols. And the OPC is a framework which kind of helps integrate the various proprietary network and make the data available on the cloud. So we have a complete solution in terms of enabling the customers for the Industry 4.0 through the tech refresh as well as through the gateway implementations.
And what kind of productivity and efficiency gains have you been observing as a result of the tech refresh and gateway engineering?
In terms of the productivity, there are two aspects. One is that the new age PLCs, they are usually faster and have more capabilities with respect to the amount of IOs that they can handle. So although there is a capex involved, but overall the number of gears and the amount of the production that one can handle is much higher, and that itself can uh, increase the productivity from the perspective of the production unit per the capex can go in the range of about 20% higher. The second thing is the operator efficiencies that also improves because the new age technologies bring in the features as we discussed earlier, such as the HMIs and all, which makes it better for the operators to handle the different production requirements.
So, Snehal, let's talk a little bit about analytics. See, on one end, there is the need for real time information on the edge, which you just spoke about. And on the other end, detailed analytics for preventive and predictive modeling. So, how can companies balance the two? And how does the LTTS Avatil solution help machinery OEMs and manufacturers in their analytics journey?
Sure. The real-time information requirements are primarily for the supervisory control and the that requirement is not going to go away whether we have the CBM, preventive and predictive maintenance. However, the technology such as this preventive and predictive maintenance can aid the manufacturing community in terms of controlling the cost and minimizing the downtime. Today, a lot of maintenance activities happens in the anticipation of certain wear and tear, and every downtime is ultimately a loss of production and hence the money. Now, can we find out through the analytics whether my maintenance downtime is perfectly timed such that I have the maximum efficiency and availability of the line and the machinery for my production purpose. At the same time, I also ensure that I do not delay it beyond the point where I meet with some of the unplanned downtime, which costs even more. We have a solution which is the machine care or what we call the Avatil, which is for the CBM and predictive and preventive maintenance. This particular solution is an edge gateway combined with a model. Usually, the challenge with the available other solutions available in the market is that for the model to work correctly, it requires a lot of historical data. And the historical data may not be available with most of the plants and manufacturers, and maybe it may be available only for 3 to 4 years. If the equipment is new, then you will obviously not have any historical data. Our solution is a combination of a physics-based model as well as the historical data and the data that we synthesize through the simulations. And hence, we have a hybrid model that we have developed to monitor all the rotating equipment and the motor driven machineries. And thereby, we are able to predict the downtimes as well as create the preventive maintenance schedules using the Avatal. To give an example, uh, we are in advanced discussion and we are deploying the Avatal solution in the logistics handling area on the airports. Our customer is a market leader with respect to the airport baggage handling systems. And as you can imagine, all these baggage handling system conveyors, they are kilometers long and has multiple stages driven by different motors. And any failures can bring the penalties in certain airports. And we are basically working with them to create those solutions for the various airports across the world. Some of them are the one of the top 10 largest airports and the busiest airports in the world. That is one example. The second example is from food and beverage area. One of the large beverage conglomerate in US. We are deploying the machine care or the Avatal solution on their bottling plants. In these plants, in each line, there are multiple machines starting from the blow molding machine, which basically does the plastic bottle forming, then to the filler and capper, where the actual product, be it the water, be it the the soda and the related products are filled and then the capped. From there, the bottles move to the labeler, from there to the packer, and from there on to the palletizer. And all these stages in the line have different machines, and all of these machines have so many different moving parts. And as you can see, the typical speeds on these lines will have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of losses if any of these machines go down, and those downtime costs the OEM really bad. So with this Avatal solution, we are creating a controlled environment for the production managers such that they can take the downtime of the lines in a most optimal manner.
Thanks so much for those insights, Snehal. It should give industrial plants a lot to think about, but more importantly, to act and engineer change. And listeners, we hope you found this edition of our Engineering for the New Reality podcast series useful. For more episodes, do visit our website at www.ltts.com. Thank you and have a great day.